Greetings and welcome to Monster Legends, and another special feeding episode. This time I'm going to be feeding a fellow that I picked up at the recent We Come in Peace progression event. It was a mini one, he was the only one. We put him together with pieces. And this is Grumpex. And Grumpex has lots of open ruin slots, which is very nice of him. I like you already. Alright, he is also a dragon, he is mechanical, and he's into adventuring. Look at him. He's ready to go. He's just a little guy. He's got the backpack, he's got his gun, and he's got a spirit of enthusiasm. So why don't we just find him a temporary home? Stay away from the leprechaun. Okay, I wasn't quite sure why he was shooting into the air like that, but I approve. Yes, I definitely approve. Alright, so where is he? He's right down here, and this is Zeus! Nah, probably not gonna call him Zeus. It's an interesting name, but probably not gonna call him Zeus. So, this is Grumpex. He is a legendary. He is light. He's hardened, so he has a 20% chance to resist negative status effects. He is also mechanical hater, so if he is facing somebody mechanical, by default he is going to do triple damage. He himself is mechanical too, so you better watch where you point that gun, little guy. You never know. His strength is pretty darn good. His life is very good. His speed is pretty good too. Some really good stats here. Really good stats. I'm guessing he's an attacker because his strength is so much more than his speed. And it's actually pretty darn good. Yeah, the attackers are getting chunky these days. Have you noticed that? They have pretty good lives to keep them alive. It seems the era of the glass cannon has passed. Alright, let's check out his initial skills. Alright, this is ground control. To Major Tom. Deals low physical damage to one enemy and to Major Kang. Okay, so they were doing that joke. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. And that very interesting special skill where he called for help. Space Exploration Team Alpha. Deals very heavy light damage to all enemies. Applies stamina leak, poison, and sunburn to all enemies. Okay, so that's pretty good. Does a lot of things there. A lot of things indeed. Grumpex is the head of the Chameleons. A civilization of space warriors. Until the Chameleons arrived, the Skeel army ruled the area. But ever since Grumpex and his warriors have been around, Master Skeel and his troops have nothing to do against them. Have nothing to do against him. Okay. Alright, so he's the leader. He brings his warriors around and he likes to beat up on Skeel. I like him already. Alright, so let's get some tomatoes in here to get him to his final form so we can start seeing some skills. Okay, there he is. Alright, he's still got his backpack. He's still got his gun. And he's got an eye on you. And he can teleport or vanish or something like that. Okay. He does that when he reloads. Alright, so let's get to the skills because that's why we're all here, right? Level 7. 100,000 miles. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying sunburn. Alright, so he's going to be doing sunburn. We saw that in his special, but it's nice to know that he's going to be doing that. Alright, so let's continue to level 10 and Descendant of the Lizard Men. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy. 50% chance of applying poison. Okay, that's right, because he is also a dragon. That could end up becoming kind of useful in the end, too. A light individual who's also a dragon. Kind of useful. Alright, so let's continue to level 15. Educated Blaster Bolt. Alright, deals moderate special damage to one enemy, 50% chance of applying daze to one enemy. Not my favorite of them. Alright, I'm just going to throw it up there. Sunburn, yes. Poison, yes. Daze, by itself, not really. You can feel free to mix it in with the other ones, though. Really. Alright, so let's continue to level 20. More skills. Lizard of Science, not War. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies. Applies a random torture status to all enemies. Alright, that's pretty darn good right there. Do I put that in the I'm going to put that there because I don't think that's the last one he would get. But that is pretty nice. Random torture effect. I approve. Random torture effects are not too good for our enemies. All right, so let's continue to level 25. Brighter than the sun. Deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies sunburn and poison to one enemy. Ooh, I hope there's a group version of that. Yes, indeed. All right. Kind of like that. Kind of like that. All right, so let's continue to level 30. Wait for Zemillion. Oh, that's the other guy. The guy that I didn't go for. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy. Applies skill mirror to itself. Oh. Okay, well that's kind of interesting. I don't need this one anymore because he's already getting poisoned from Brighter Than Sun. Don't know if I'm going to keep it, but it's definitely better than that one. If it was skill mirror for the whole group, that might be different. Just saying. Alright, so, boom, 35, double laser blast. First shot deals moderate light damage and applies sunburn to one enemy. Second shot deals moderate light damage and applies poison to one enemy. I'm assuming it's the same enemy. Alright, so it's going to attack twice with moderate damage. I'm guessing. The first one says moderate light damage. The second, it does, both of them. Alright, it's really hard to judge that one, isn't it? I mean, should I put it in for here? I mean, this one says more damage, but this one seems to attack twice. But it's also more stamina, and it's more of a cooldown. All right, you know what? I'm going to sit on this for now, and we'll get back to that one. All right, because I do want to test that one. If nothing else, I may stick that one in the first round just to test it. Because I've never seen anything like that before. Sophisticated Race. Deals very heavy light damage to one enemy. Applies 2 random torture effects to the enemy. Wow, that's a 4-round cooldown. But I mean, that's pretty good right there. That's going to hurt somebody really bad. I don't want to lose. See, that does random torture effects to everybody. All right, you know, I'm going to put it here for now. I don't know. I would think we're getting some kind of another group thing. I'm kind of hoping it's got multiple torture effects. But you know what? I'm looking here. We're at level 40. We're probably only getting one more. So we'll just have to keep an eye open and figure out what I'm going to do here. Educated Blaster. Okay, that's an early one. All right. I figured there's probably one more left. At least one more. Stepping through the door. Removes all negative status effects from itself. Applies precision and 1 extra turn. You know, I don't know if I can spare that one. I mean, the spot. Considering everything else he's got, I don't know about that. I mean, it'll reduce cooldowns, and it does give him precision, which is good. I may not be getting what I was hoping I'm getting. Do I want this one? Well, this one is an attack. And it gives skill mirror, which is really good. It's just that it would be a no-brainer if it was for the group. You know, the skill mirror. I don't mind that it only attacks one individual, but if it gave a skill mirror to everybody, it would be great. So removing negative status effects is pretty good. It doesn't like heal or anything like that. It gives him precision, and the extra turn, of course, means he gets to reduce the cooldowns of everything else. All right, I'm gonna say no for the moment. I think that's probably it, but we're just going to see anyway. I'll put it together once we get into the change skills area, right? Descended to Lizardmen. Right. And finally, at level 60, Educated Blaster. Okay, so let's just take a quick look to see if there was anything else. All right, so that one was at the top there. All right, what do we have here? That's the one right there. All right, I think that even if I don't end up taking it, I have to test to see what this one does. It's kind of tempting to have both of them at the same time. But okay, well, I'm gonna put that one in. Because, I mean, the thing is, it is a unique skill. So you'd want to see it in operation, right? Just saying. I'm wondering if each shot is counted as a separate, like, roll against accuracy. That maybe you miss one of them, but you hit the second one. All right, well, we'll see. Well, I want to test that one. I want to see what goes on with that one. All right, see, what else was there? Now, there was this one here. And was there anything else? All right, I have to see if I can work this in anywhere. All right, let's go to the top here. That's by far his best single target hit that, as far as we know. I mean, that one that does 2 shots might end up doing more damage. That's an interesting test. But this one is a 4-round cooldown, but it does give 2 torture effects, and it is heavy light damage. This one is only group attack, and it gives a random torture to everybody, which can be very, very useful. It is low damage, though. I mean, moderate damage, but let's face it, it's low moderate damage, right? This one, I have no idea. We're going to have to see. So I think that the question is this. See, that one is a 3-round, 3-round, 4-round. In the final situation, it's really hard to get rid of this one. But I think that I need to probably test with this one. All right, so I'm going to put that in. I lean heavily towards taking that one, and this one, I don't know. It really depends on what this looks like, right? The double laser blast. Because this one looks like it does more damage, but if it does that 2 times, then maybe. It is very costly, though. So it would have to really impress me. I mean, it would have to do the kind of damage that compares with that. And they're both light damage. See, I think I removed my only... Well, I have this one, which doesn't do very much. See, this one is special damage. I don't know. Anyway, I think I may end up keeping this one in the end. I just want to do some testing with these other ones. All right, so let's take a look at his final stats. Okay, his strength is very good. 2,300, very good. Speed's very good, too, 2,200. And life, over 14,000, is also really good. So he's got some good stats. Dragon-like. All right, so let's take a look at the skills. His are a little bit all over the place in terms of... he does do the torture effects, whether they're random or they're the sunburn and the poison. So that's kind of the thing that he does. Do we really need a lot of strength on this guy? I don't know. We may go with 1 strength on this guy. Let's just take a look. Now, these are the ones that I am currently going with. They may not be the ones that I finished with. All right, let's start with this one. Sophisticated Race. Deals very heavy light damage to 1 enemy. Applies 2 torture effects, status effects, to 1 enemy. All right. This is his biggest damage hit. It's light damage. It does have a 4-round cooldown, which is kind of big. But it does do a lot of damage, and it gives the target, well, attempts to give the target 2 random torture effects. Those are the ones that do damage over time. They're the sunburn and the poison like he has. It could also be burning. It could be drowning. It could be quicksand. Any one of those. That even the ones that have extra things going for them, like shocked, which apparently keeps you from doing extra turns. This is a pretty good one. It's his biggest damage hit. Like I said, it does have a bit of a problem with cooldown. Then we have this one. Lizard of Science, Not War. Deals moderate special damage to all enemies. Applies a random torture effect to all enemies. All right. Yeah, the problem with this one is it's its only group attack. Its damage is not really very good. But it does do a random torture effect, and that's kind of useful. Of course, it might be something the target is immune to. You have no idea of knowing. All right, then we have this one. This is a very strange one. I've never seen one like this. This is Double Laser Blast. First shot deals moderate light damage and applies sunburn to 1 enemy. Second shot deals moderate light damage and applies poison to 1 enemy. Now, this is different from the other one we had, where it was actually a more damaging shot that applied sunburn and poison. So is this one going to do 2 completely sets of damage, different ones? I guess I want to test it. I want to see what this one actually does. Do I keep it? It really depends. Once again, it's very costly. It's got a 40 stamina and it's got a 3-round cooldown. The other one that I was talking about is actually a 22 stamina and a 2-round cooldown. So this one's going to have to impress me, really. And then we have this one. Stepping Through the Door. Removes all negative status effects from itself. Applies precision and 1 extra turn to itself. Alright, so this one is going to remove negative status effects like it says, and it's going to give him precision, so it's going to be very hard for him to miss, which of course these days is a bit of an issue, right? It also gives him an extra turn. That's going to help with the cooldowns of the other skills. Now this one is also a 3-round cooldown. So all the skills that I have selected right now are 3 and 4 round cooldowns. So this, you kind of have to have this if you're going to do the other ones. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. You know, we're going to have to see about this. I'm more interested in the one that is the big special hit that does the skill reflect. I should skill mirror. Hold on a second. Let's just see that one for a second. That one right there. Wait for Zamleon. Deals moderate special damage to one enemy, applies skill mirror to itself. The big thing about this, it is special damage. It's fairly good special damage. It's nearly high, and it's only a 1-round cooldown. So it doesn't mean that he's going to be completely shut down by a activation of cooldowns. So I'm going to have to see. I'm selecting these skills because I want to test them and how they work. Most especially this one. I really want to see what this one does before I make a judgment on it. I might very well go back to the other one just because that I think it might be better, and I do mean this one. Brighter than the sun, deals moderate light damage to one enemy, applies sunburn and poison to one enemy. This one actually does more damage if you look at it, but if the other one attacks twice, it probably does more in the end, right? But I mean, if one of them can miss, I mean, they have the same accuracy, so, but I mean, it's very costly. A 40 stamina and 3-round cooldown against a 22 and a 2. I don't know. We're going to have to see about that. Anyway, this guy seems okay. I'm not going to say I'm disappointed with him. I was kind of hoping for a little bit more there, you know. The group attack, low damage is a little bit to put off there. He's basically torture effects, which is the reason I'm thinking, you know, I don't think I would put 2 damages on him. I would think this guy is going to be very close to what I did with Gorg, which is a damage, a life, and maybe a support speed on the end. You know, that's what I'm thinking in terms of. Because he doesn't really benefit from pouring a lot of damage on him. I mean, most of what he does is torture effects. And he's got the big light hit. The first one, the one that does the 2 torture effects, but it's got a 4-round cooldown, so you're not going to be doing that all the time. And his group attack, really low damage. The other ones don't make it to high. They're just in the moderate range. So, I mean, 1 damage just to do it, right? Because he does have a good strength. Take advantage of that life. Maybe take advantage of the speed too, but I think a group speed is actually a better idea. Now, this guy, you're going to play him against mechanical because of this. Triple damage against mechanical creatures, which, by the way, he is also a mechanical creature himself. Situationally, he's useful. So he's good to have. You may not use him on a daily basis, but if you get into like a war situation, you know, or maybe you're doing something in one of the dungeon encounters or something like that, then he's useful to have. I consider him to be a specialized weapon, though, because of that. Not somebody you're going to use all the time, but definitely useful when you do need him. Anyway, this is Grumpex, and he's pretty good. He's got some interesting things going to him. I definitely want to test him before I make decisions on his final spec. Anyway, thank you very much for your attention. I really appreciate it, and play games, because games are fun. See ya.